Oregon's anti-gun measure 114 takes another hit. Welcome to another installment of the Connecticut Gun Bench. Today's video is brought to you by P.A.N. Firearms, LLC. P.A.N. Firearms for your NRA certification and multifaceted gun training. You can reach us at 203-300-6343 or use our website at www.panfirearmsllc.com. As always, there'll be a link in the description box below. And if you like my channel and like my content and would like to support my content, please use the links in the description box below. Everything is appreciated, but let's talk about this. Now, if you've been watching me for a bit, you know that I've spoken about this Oregon law, Measure 114, which is basically an anti-gun measure that's pretty much standard across the board when it comes to gun laws. Basically, 10-round magazine capacity, a ban on specific firearms. Well, when this was released, a lower court judge put a block on it to prevent it from being enacted until it went through the courts to then see to measure how constitutional it was. So the state went to the Oregon Supreme Court and asked them, hey, we would like to enact this law. We want you to overrule the lower court blocking it. Let us put this law in place. And, well, the Oregon Supreme Court basically said no. So I'm going to come into here. Oregon Supreme Court upholds order blocking new voter-approved gun laws. Ballot Measure 114's provisions remain blocked in their entirety pending a lower court hearing on the measure's constitutionality. Yay for Oregon gun owners. Good for you. But let's go on. The Oregon Supreme Court has denied a petition to overturn a lower court ruling blocking the state's new gun law from taking effect. Ballot Measure 114's provisions remain blocked in their entirety pending a lower court hearing on the measure's constitutionality, which means that the state of Oregon has to wait until the lower court decides yes or no whether this is constitutional or not and whether or not it should go forward. We recognize that the legal status of Measure 114 is of significant concern to many Oregonians, the justices wrote in their order. Of course, it is the role of the judicial branch of government to resolve disputes such as challenges to laws enacted by the legislative branch, which includes the people exercising their initiative power. But the justice concluded it is not appropriate for them to become involved when the dispute is still being addressed through the trial court. It is the second time the state Supreme Court has denied to get involved in the proceedings. Okay, and this is a little bit about Measure 114. And if you, like I said, if you watch my channel, you can go back to the videos. You'll see that I've been following this very, very, very closely. Okay, now I want to come down to here. This is pertinent information. Measure 114 faced legal challenges immediately after passing, 4 cases pending in federal court having consolidated into one. In that case, U.S. District Judge Karen Immergut said the law could take effect until she could hear more detailed arguments. She allowed the state to postpone implementing the permit requirement until the system needed to administer. If it were in place, Immigrant would hear 3 days of testimony at the end of February. Okay. The case before the state Supreme Court arose out of a lawsuit filed by Gun Owners of America, a gun rights group critical of the NRA for being too soft on the Second Amendment issues, which I can't deny that, and 2 Harney County residents in the Circuit Court of Harney and Grant counties. In a December 6th temporary restraining order, Circuit Judge Robert Rashio blocked Measure 114's provision from taking effect. The Oregon Department of Justice immediately appealed to the state Supreme Court, asking for Rashio's order to be overturned. Hours before Measure 114 was supposed to take effect, the justices declined to consider the appeal. Days later, Rashio extended his orders. Judge, quote, plaintiffs show implications of BM 114 would cause irreparable harm to gun owners and those seeking to purchase firearms for self-defense, Rashio wrote in the December 15th order granting a preliminary injunction. Any deprivation of a constitutional right, even temporarily, constitutes irreparable injury. A judge who actually gets it. Of course, the state of Oregon is going to, keep going forward with this thing to the next level. That's fine. But I wanted to cover that because we need to pay attention to what's going on across the country, because this here has as much effect on New York as it does on California, as it does on Florida. Every one of these cases has national implications, especially if it makes its way to the Supreme Court. So we need to pay attention to all these cases that are going on, which I've been doing. And this is another step to basically 114 will not be put in place until the lower court decides whether it's constitutional or not. Unfortunately, judges tend to be, they don't follow the Constitution, they tend to follow their biases. So that the makeup of that court will determine whether or not they're going to decide this is constitutional or not. Of course it's unconstitutional, we know this, but we're going to have to wait and see how it plays out in the court. But once again, Oregonians, good for you. You got another stay of execution on this law, on this measure, and we'll see what happens going forward. Any Oregonians out there, let me know what's going on in your state. I know there's a massive selling guns right now, but keep us informed. Let us know what's going on out there, because what's going on out there has an effect on what's going on over here. But let me know what you think. As always, you can leave your comments in the comment section below. And as always, any statements of violence or statements that lead to violence will be removed. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're notified the next time a video goes live. I will see you on the next one. Peace.